What's going on, Scorpio? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're ready because it's Scorpio season. We're jamming with Scorpio all month long. Oh, yeah. What's up, Scorpio? so, there's no kind of rhyme or reason for this intro. I think I've done that pretty much for everyone. So, well, I will say for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. Always appreciate your kindness, your likes, your shares, subscriptions. You're the greatest, Scorpio, and it keeps us going. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, Scorpio, this is a special one for you because it's like, wait a minute, it's not Tuesday yet. No, it's not. It's the sun just entered. When this is coming out, the sun just entered into Scorpio. So this is going to be your solar return video, which is a video that I do yearly for all of the signs. And the solar return is when the sun is conjunct your natal sun. And conjunctions are when this within 0 to 3 degrees, or 3 to 0 degrees there, Scorpio. And solar returns are meant to kind of reflect on how the year has gone and then see how the year kind of get you like a map of what is to come, and just to get an idea of where the energies are going. So I'm going to do a whole lot here with this spread here. I got like 4 different decks that we're going to be using there, Scorpio. But I think that's about everything I need to cover there. So before we get into this thing, this is this is what happens when I don't have any sort of script. This is a general reading, not a one-to-one, Scorpio. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never take all the birthday shenanigans out, and never force me on a situation. Okay. So with all that being said, Scorpio, I'm so pumped. Let's get into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling pumped. It's just great energy all around here, Scorpio. And I'll tell you what, Scorpio. I've been noticing too that I've been either meeting Scorpios, been finding out, like, I've been reconnecting with some old friends and finding out that some of them are Scorpios, or I've been meeting people with a lot of like strong Scorpio placements. So I'm just surrounded by your energy. But I enjoy Scorpio energy. I feel like how Scorpio likes to put it, it's just like you and Cancer, my sun signs and Cancers, and like the difference between like a Scorpio and a Cancer is just like Scorpio's like Cancer but with like a leather jacket on, so you're like the cool kids. But whatever, Scorpio. But listen, all right, stay focused, because I'm gonna pull how this one is gonna work. Is I have this deck which I only pull out for the solar returns, and so this deck they represent different angels, and this is like the consciousness that's going to be watching over you over the next year. And then I'm going to pull an oracle card from this deck for, well, because I thought about changing it up, but I've already done it for all the other ones this way so far. So we're gonna wrap up with this one. I'm gonna switch them out more. I'm doing a lot, Scorpio, but I'm gonna pull one for each month. They're not gonna go in any particular order, but if they happen to fall in that order as you're going through through your birthday season, Scorpio, let me know. And then I'm gonna pull one card from the tarot deck for each of them, and then every 4, I'm gonna pull one from this other oracle that I don't have enough space to show you. But like I said, it's a lot going on. It'll make sense. You don't gotta worry. All you gotta do is sit back and relax. So, but before I get into this thing, Scorpio, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I am working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching Scorpio, so definitely check them out. One of them is a Scorpio. She's fantastic. I think you would really enjoy just all of the energies they bring, Scorpio. But let's see what's the collective consciousness is going to be watching over you over this next, for your birthday season. Oh, and I like this, Scorpio. So you have NIL here, which is, well, you got NIL here. I gotta work on their intros. But this is the 6th card here. And that's interesting. That's the lover's energy there, just even thinking about that. But this is ruled by, or she's associated with Taurus and with Venus. So very earthly energy, the beautiful kind of nature side of the Empress. But NIL is the star of love and beauty. And this energy represents serene, reassuring, creative, love, sensuality, reflection, and psychic ability. And that is interesting too there, Scorpio, considering that Taurus is your opposite sign. So I feel like it is getting into, and even just even getting right off the bat, just even this energy of trying to build a little more security and a little more beauty into your world here with her kind of coming through here, Scorpio. And I like that, really embodying that kind of, again, that earthly energy of Venus, and having that, being in the state of being grounded and really kind of connected with the earth. But with her, they have a little description down here, and she says, I help raise your vibration to the higher frequencies of joy and love to experience more passion in your life. And too, even just thinking with that, Taurus, they're considered the slowest sign of the zodiac, just because they're the fixed earth sign. And I feel like, to find more passion and joy in your life, there is this energy of being present and showing appreciation for all of the beauty that is around you, Scorpio. And I really feel like, because I love how there's like this sun that's shining through here. She's amongst his nature. There's this lovely wolf that's kicking it with her. So that's fantastic. And then, Scorpio, there's some things at the bottom here. It's like a crystal that you may want to consider working with, a day of the week that may be important for you, or a time that may be important for you, and just a little extra message here. So the crystals that you may want to consider working with is, which is a moonstone, and I love moonstones there, Scorpio, being ruled by the moon. And that might even be something too to kind of help you kind of balance out your energies if you find yourself really sensitive to the lunar energies. And days that may, or a day that may be special here for you for over the next year, just keep an eye out on Fridays there, Scorpio. And which is interesting too, because Venus rules over Fridays, so that's something to think about. And and Scorpio, maybe over this next year we may be developing a little romance, whether if we're single and maybe thinking about putting ourselves out there, or even deepening the romance of any of our existing relationship that you may be in, Scorpio. So something to think about with this energy here. I like that. Very, very wonderful start here. Now let's go ahead and get your first card here. Let's start off with the first month. Let's see how things are going to be going for your birthday season. You developing your psychic abilities, reflecting on all this greatness that you have, Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio. Oh, love it. Alright, Scorpio. So you have the first card of Cancers here, which is Pearl card. And with this card, this is a card of emotional force, opening up, experiential wisdom, honesty, intuition, perception, loyalty, the moon, subconscious mind, hidden things, diving deeper, layers, and developing character. And a few things really kind of popped out here, Scorpio. You have the intuition, the moon, and the hidden things. And I like that, because even just thinking about the moon, that's, I love that you get that your energy here was talking about the moonstone. So see how you're already syncing up with the energies. So I really feel though that, because Scorpio, you really are a powerful intuitive, being able to feel as intensely as you do. I mean, you're even associated, you when I even think about the houses, like the first to the 12th house, the 8th house is one of the most mysterious ones, I feel like, to explain, because yeah, it can deal with sex and transformation and things, but it's deeper than that. And I feel there are, even just thinking about with the moon, we only see the she doesn't rotate. We're only seeing the front side of her, and I feel like there's an energy here that it's like developing our intuition, and however that may look like for you, Scorpio. Maybe this is through meditation. Maybe this is connecting with nature. Maybe this is through scrying. Maybe this is through, however, do some research. Be safe with that. As you start to learn these things. But I feel like it's like learning that darker side, like peering on the darker side of the moon, and finding those kind of hidden talents within you. And I feel like as you start to get in that practice, Scorpio, really start to strengthen you, because you're like the detectives of the zodiac. You bring the things that are hidden to the light. So I really feel like that it's making the most of that ability because you're one of the cool, like one of the cool signs. You Pisces and Aquarius, you get to have two rulers, and you have two very strong rulers with Mars and with Pluto. So take that powerful energy that you have, Scorpio, and really just, I feel like it's like taking that energy and just making sure that you flourish. But let's get a tarot card on this and see what that's about. It's interesting too. When I go to talk on my other channel about the moon and when the moon's in Scorpio, the moon is technically in fall in Scorpio, just because that is an intense place, for the moon to feel that intensely like that. Thank you. That can be really tough, Scorpio, but I feel like it's one of those things when honed, it is you develop just really, really just insane intuition. But you got the Four of Swords here in reverse here, Scorpio. And I feel something to think about during your, and however this is. I feel like these are energies that you just consider throughout the year. But making sure that if you find yourselves in any sort of state of like really heightened anxiety or really kind of stressed out energy or maybe even feeling disconnected from yourself, taking the time to get some rest, to do some meditation, and just to kind of go within. There's this energy with the moon, and I talk about this on my other channel, where she'll go void of course. And that's just an energy of reflection because the moon, of course, the moon and the sun, they don't go retrograde. But the moon, every two, like, not even every 2.5 days, sometimes she'll go void of course the same day that she enters a sign. But the moon goes void of course, and that's kind of like the energy where the moon sort of wanders. Where she's wandering to, and she's not really influenced by the energy that she's in. Where she's wandering to, we don't know. It's lunar shenanigans. But it is one that she does take a moment to meditate because it is a lot going through all the different signs as fast as she does, going through the different phases. And I feel like that is just like, when life starts feeling like that, Scorpio, and it's just a lot, and it's just, you start really kind of getting intense, taking a moment to just go within, find yourself, just create a safe space and just sort of be, so that you can just reconnect with your energies, because water signs really are susceptible to the energies of those around us. And you want to make sure that you're cleansing that energy as often as you can, so that you can just kind of reset and find yourself again there, Scorpio. All right, I dig that. Lovely start. Let's get some more on this, Scorpio. Oh, all right, Scorpio. Some of you might have some Cancer in your chart. That's fascinating because you have the eighth card of Cancers here, which is the Well card. I'm with it. And this is a card of deeper meaning, community, hidden emotions, nourishing, social resources, true feelings, support, savings, perception, sustenance, looking deeper, provided for, and consciousness. And a few things coming through here, Scorpio. You have the hidden emotions, the true feelings, the looking deeper, and the consciousness here. And this really is, considering how she was, your spirit here was talking about being an energy of reflection and of psychic abilities. I do feel like that it is making sure that we're not depleting that well, that we are getting like an Ace of Cups with that type of energy. Just make sure that you are taking care of yourself. But there is this energy too of discovering, I feel like, more just deeper layers about yourself, understand, because I feel like Scorpio energy is one that does tend to get a bad rep sometimes, because it's not one, people just consider you just, oh, Scorpio is just intense and that's it. No, Scorpio energy is transformative, it's cathartic. If we didn't have any Scorpio energy, everyone has their part to play. If we didn't have any Scorpio energy, it would be a hot mess. Just like if we didn't have the Cancer energy, emotions would be all over the place. There would just be everyone, but yours, I feel like, is a very pivotal one. Your season brings about change, and it's that growth through the face of adversity. And I do feel that there is this almost, because I do feel like also with Scorpio energy, that is a tough one to deal with. And I feel, especially when I meet people who have a lot of Scorpio placements or who's a Scorpio or however that's looking, there usually is, you don't, Scorpio energy comes with a cost. But I do feel like that there is a reason to that. It's not just meant to just like, you're not just meant to just eat it all the time and that just to be forcing. You really do, you are a very healing, regenerative sign. And so I feel like that it's finding the deeper meaning to in the hidden emotions and like this, yeah, just a deeper dive as far as to what almost like what is your, I'm even getting like for, it's just like even asking what's what's your purpose on this journey as far as like what do you feel like you're meant to do, and then developing those skills and just getting in tune with yourself more on just on a deeper level there, Scorpio. But let's see what's going on here. Oh, what's good, girl? So you have, and I tell you what, there's been so much Empress going around here. Yeah, the Empress in reverse here, Scorpio. And I love that we were talking about your consciousness. She's associated with Venus, the Empress. And so I do, the Empress is a culmination of all of the queens. And the queens are just, they're psychic, they're, and just when you think about women are just, they're more into, just more naturally in tune. I mean, one, you're synced up with the moon, and there is this, I almost feel like for some it's like getting in touch with that feminine side of you, that there's an energy that's may have been neglected in a sense. There's not that balance because you are ruled by very masculine energies, both in Mars and in Pluto. And so I feel like there's a need to just make sure that we are balancing out that for some, so that you are able to tap into that intuitive, that natural innate ability that you do have there, Scorpio. But I do feel there is this thing too, as you're kind of, because this well card is how, what is, I feel like it's digging up might even be some energies of maybe like either some inner child healing or something that just needs some nurturing energy. Maybe we've been having trouble sleeping, and maybe that's always been a thing. Finding the source of what that is. And like in trying to, and I'm not saying like we're forcing anything, Scorpio. If it does get too intense, pull back. You got this whole year to grow. You have this whole journey to grow. But I do feel like that it is making sure to take steps in order to do that. It's, but yeah, I think that's what I got there, Scorpio. Interesting. I love that. It's fantastic, Scorpio. Let's get some. Let's get some more on this. Yeah, I tell you, no matter what deck I'm working with, the Empress has been popping up all over. I just did Cancer's video. She popped up in reverse too, oddly enough. Oh. Hold on there, Scorpio. Let me grab this card. Jeez. Okay, we're keeping it rolling. So you got the third, I'm flattered. Because you got the third card of Cancers, which is the Constellation card. That's wild, Scorpio. So this is a card of network, support, associates, gathered, meetings, socialize, organization, arrangement, a collection, exchanging data, influence, in connection with, and a large amount or quantity. And the energies that are popping through here are the exchanging data and in connection with, Scorpio. And keep in mind too, Scorpio, just a by the way, I do shuffle these decks often. I have like a pre-shuffle that I do, and then I don't put them back in any sort of order. They just remain shuffled. So just something that can be aware of. But I feel like with this exchanging data and in connection with, because considering you are racking up Cancerian energy, we are a sign that we're really in tune with we feel a lot, And people consider us a very sensitive sign, but we're very sensitive to the energies. We attract what we feel. And I feel like that there is this exchanging data for some that maybe because we do deal with emotions, and we're considered the most emotional sign of the zodiacs. And I do feel that there is this energy if we get in touch with these like hidden emotions, possibly Scorpio, because where we feel a lot, you feel intensely. And I feel like there is an exchange of data with that. Our feelings are when we're not vibrating in the energy that we want to feel, or we're feeling something, it's just like, okay, how do we get this vibration back into balance? And I feel like it's exchanging data with your higher self, or however you connect to source, with the stars, with the angels, with the spirits, your spirit guides. Because I do feel like that Scorpio energy too is one that is, again, you are associated with like the occult and the mysterious and the taboo. And I feel like you really can get in touch with that intuitive side of you in a really special type of way, but it's something that's needing to be honed. And when you do start getting in connection with that energy, because I feel like maybe for some, maybe it's been knocked off as maybe being crazy, or it's been dismissed, or whatever that is. But it is a gift, Scorpion. I feel like it's not anything that's needed to necessarily be feared. It's something I feel like it's to be embraced, because those are your guides that are trying to guide you on this journey. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Interesting, and I like that. So you have the King of Cups in reverse here. Got a small little reversal storms here, but that's okay. Because I do feel like with the King of Cups being here, there is just that, because the King of Cups is about emotional wisdom. And maybe that's because I feel like too, Scorpio, you are the fixed water sign. And I feel like it's with the King of Cups, he's throned on an ocean. And if he were to get fixated on any one thing that's going on in the ocean and gets locked onto that, he wouldn't come back up from air. It'd be very difficult for him to come back. But he represents that emotional wisdom. And I feel like a tricky thing with your sign is that when you do feel something so intensely, it can be hard to get out of that. And that could potentially lead to a spiral. And that's a tricky energy too, Scorpio, because think about it too. Granted, you're a water sign, but you're a scorpion. And how many aquatic scorpions do you know? And I mean, I'm sure scorpions might be able to squint. Check your facts on that. I might actually look that up too, Scorpio. But I do feel like that there is this getting this, not necessarily a control of our emotions, because that's what I when I'm talking with Cancer about this, I never tell them that it's about controlling emotions, because there just is so much. It's about working with them, making them an ally, so that you can get the most abundance out of this journey here. And that's where I feel like that it's just like you make this connection here and start exchanging data with your higher selves, then you will flourish, and things will just be you'll just abundance literally all over the place there, Scorpio. So just a little something to think about there. Now let's get one more oracle card here, and then we'll pull from another deck. All right, now we're switching up a little bit there, Scorpio. But you have the second card of Virgos here, which is a coin toss card. And with this card, this is a card of choices, either or, be fair, considering pros or cons, faith, equal, two sides to every story, butterfly effect, either way, 50-50 chance, unpredictable, can't decide, and take a chance. So the energies that are coming through here are the choices, the fate, the butterfly effect, and the take a chance here, Scorpio. And I feel that there is this energy where it can feel that things are, this life can be so random sometimes, and that things are just sort of just happening just because. And but I do feel with this there's going to be this energy of, again, when you start to make that connection with, it's like I'm almost even feeling like there's this energy of like clairvoyance in a sense. It's like, when you really start learning more about yourselves and the gifts that come with being a Scorpio, you'll start taking more chances, start being more bold in your decisions, because then you'll start feeling more divinely guided. It won't be like where if you step on a butterfly, a building collapses. It won't seem so just random. It'll just, I almost I'm almost, and I know this is not necessarily what butterfly effect means, but I almost feel like that it's more so that it's thinking about the transformative energy that you have, Scorpio, that lucky aspect. Because when you think about it, it's hard for a caterpillar to become a butterfly. They have so many predators, so many things that could potentially go wrong, and then even when they're in their cocoon, they're not safe. There's always, there's this chances that something can go awry. But when the butterfly does form, it's something beautiful, and it's like you're seeing life again for the first time. It's almost like I'm almost getting even like the, I don't know if you're familiar with like and I actually need to look a little bit more into this too, but like having like a walk-in the sense. It's like, it's the same vehicle but like a different driver in a sense, and you start like seeing things. I remember once where I made this. It was right around the time I chose to get my divorce, and not that I had like I had a good marriage, but I wasn't doing stuff for me. And this was a choice I finally made for me, and I needed to get out there and just to kind of experience life again and just try to. I just needed a reset. And it was like a couple of days after, I remember looking at life with like, it was like almost like seeing in Technicolor again. It's like I've been seeing things just in black and white, like a Wizard of Oz in the sense. And the choices started to become more clear, and not even understanding how the consequences of your choices, both positive and negative, but ultimately leading to this sense of wisdom in a sense, Scorpio. And I feel like that's what's getting ready to happen here. You'll, this butterfly effect, where I'm going with that is just like you'll start to understand how lucky you are that fate has given you, kind of, that your higher self has made this choice to choose this energy that you're in, and to take more chances, to be more bold in our decisions. And very uplifting energy, very, I feel like a strong sense of like confidence for you, like a confidence builder over this next year here, Scorpio. Like a more like in like it, more confidence in yourself, and more feeling more self-assured. But you have the Nine of Wands in reverse here, Scorpio. And I feel that with all of this change that comes with your sign, Scorpio, I do feel like the Nine of Wands is like being aware of burnout and being mindful of how this changes, and these choices we make, they can take a lot out of us, and to not try to force fate and to force these things. It's just like, again, as you start connecting with yourself, you'll naturally know when it's time to move and when it's time to pause for a moment and just kind of recollect and just be patient. And with that energy of patience, I remember reading something where it's like patience is not just the act of just being, having to wait and be in this unbearable type of having to endure through challenges and feel just stuck. It's what we do in that time that makes it worthwhile. And while you, let's say if there's nothing you can do in a situation right now, this gives you a chance to, follow the energies of NIL, to do more things that are pleasing to the senses, maybe getting into more self-care routines, or, doing some meditation, or doing some creative endeavors, or anything on it. Because Venus and Taurus, Venus is about art and beauty, and Taurus is, they're very artistic signs. So, but just a little something to think about there, Scorpio. Yeah, but beware of that burn. And considering you got the Four of Swords too as well, I feel like rest, just making sure that we are getting enough rest and things is very important. But let's go ahead and we're gonna, now this is the other oracle deck that I was saying we're gonna pull for each four. So let's get an oracle card from this deck and see what's going on here, Scorpio. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Scorpio. So you have the Banish card here. And I feel with this, interesting, and this one's coming through really strong. Because with this, I feel like one thing to kind of really pay attention to over this next year is, I feel like it's like to cut any kind of ties to, as far as like things that have outlived their purpose in a sense. If we're having troubles letting things go, I feel there is this energy of learning to, is this energy of release in a sense. Maybe it's just like, let's say if we had like we were talking about bringing romance. Let's say, for example, if we had like maybe a breakup that we went through. Maybe it's like writing a note to this ex or things. Maybe we had these feelings we were harboring, and then just, setting and being safe, having some water nearby and things like that. Scorpio, we're not just setting fires. We're next Scorpio, we're not setting fires. But I feel like it's more so, maybe like writing a note, for example, and then just kind of burning that, kind of doing like a release type of spell, using like symbolism in a sense to let things go, and whatever that may look like for you, Scorpio. And I even like this, how this, because usually broken mirrors, I feel like are, they're considered like a bad luck type of thing, but I almost feel like that it's, this mirror is like, especially if we've been in this energy of like a low self-esteem type of thing, that it's even letting go. It's like breaking that mirror of that old person, that how we may have looked at ourselves, and it's seeing how, as, and hang with me, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. It's like when you look at yourself in the mirror, and if you find yourself not saying such, any kind things to yourself, it's not seeing that as you, like that's just gonna be you. You know what I mean? Like that's not your energy in a sense. We're just going through we're experiencing a feeling, and it's almost like kind of viewing, especially if you find yourself like when you look at yourself, you're just lowering your vibration. You don't have any kind things to say to yourself. It's seeing that energy as something that is fragmented, that is needing to be healed, and it's finding out where things I feel like are. And it's like even like banishing even that type of energy out of your sphere, trying to get into more sort of like uplifting and those types of energies there. I hope that made sense, Scorpios. Very interesting. I do like that though. But let's get some tea. Let's get into this. Let's get into this next few months. And I feel too, Scorpio, if you were to do that, if that's something that's resonated with you, with that self-esteem, it's like, I feel like that helps you see abundance a lot more. And it influences, it gives you more choices. That, it's like it everything just starts to rise in the end there. So. Alright, Scorpio. So you have the second card of Sagittarius, which is the dice card. Hmm. A lot of chance stuff here going on here. Coin toss, dice, but this is a card of gamble, taking a risk, luck, playing games. Chances are, roll with it, random results, win, lose, uncertain outcome, playing the game, potential, fate, and what happens next. I like that too, Scorpio, that you got a couple cards with fate. You know, I feel like it's almost giving me this energy of just like that the universe is really kind of playing behind the scenes here. I'm even getting like a Wheel of Fortune type of energy here that's going down, where it may feel that things are just happening by chance, but I feel like that you're going to notice how your choices influence that chance as well, and we're going to become just more in tune with where things are, with just like the signs that the universe is trying to push you in a certain type of way, or kind of guide you in a way. Higher self would never tell you what to do. It always sends these signals, because we do have free will, Scorpio. But I do feel like that the higher self is always trying to guide you towards your highest vibration. And I feel like that the more you learn to trust this intuitive energy that's coming your way, leading things to, not necessarily leading things to chance, but it's just like you made your bet, you've made this thing, you've made this choice. Now it's just like, and just kind of watching how things unfold in a sense. And but I feel like it's things are only going to feel like this random results here if we don't take this time to, in a sense, banish or try to heal whatever it is that may have this sort of like this emotional kind of, I'm almost picturing like this emotional anchor that may be happening for some of you, and just paying attention if you get into those sort of like spiraling energies, and how that can really mess up your flow when we're not in tune, and really not feeling that reassured type of energies there. But let me get a tarot on this to see what's going on with that. Because I do feel like there is this energy of you'll be this thing of needing to take a risk, needing to make a choice, like a calculated risk. I don't feel like we're just jumping at things randomly, but all right, Scorpio. So you have the Two of Pentacles up right here, Scorpio, and I feel like with this is like harmonizing with the energies. This is Jupiter and Capricorn. And I feel like that it's like when you are in balance with your energies, when it's like you got you like where it's like your masculine feminine energies are aligned, you and your higher self are in alignment there, then your manifestation really starts cooking. And then you just know, again, intuitively, when to make a move, when to maybe hold off a little bit. It just gets a little bit easier, but it takes that practice. And because even like the playing games was even coming through here. And I don't want to say it's like yeah, that's not quite what I'm feeling. It's not like treating life like a, and that might be something too to be aware of, Scorpios. Like maybe for some, it's like we're maybe treating life like a game, and where I feel like it is something to be enjoyed. I do feel like that we do want to make sure that we are taking these choices that we make seriously, because everything that we do does have a certain, does have a consequence, and whatever that's look like, positive or negative. But there is a cause and effect. I'm even getting like a justice vibes kind of energy coming through here. So yeah, just being mindful of just like kind of how we're just paying attention to how we may be, how our manifesting might be, and just make sure that we're just making sure that we're in alignment with our highest good there, Scorpio. But let's get another card on the mix. Ooh, all right, look at you going on an adventure. Because you got the fifth card of Gemini's here, which is the yacht card. With this card, this is a card of adventure, affluence, luxury, mobility, travel, great ease, smooth sailing, sophisticated, with the wind, self indulgent, prosperity, comfort, wealth, over the top, and extravagant. And you did get a lot of the energies that are coming through here. Scorpio is the adventure and the travel, and I like that because I like that you got both Sagittarius and Gemini here because I feel like both of those signs, or not feel like both of those signs are cards of travel. Where Gemini deals with that more sort of like around like maybe like going from like the neighborhood. Let's say if you're from a small town going to the city or going to maybe a different just kind of exploring the areas around you. Where Sagittarius is like that culture shock, going from maybe going to visit like a new continent, for example, or whatever, like things along those lines, going from like East Coast to West Coast, or things like that. And I do feel like for some that there is this energy of maybe it's like we're even going to try to take a chance on an adventure. Like it doesn't make sense. Some of you might be moving maybe over this next year and maybe feeling a little apprehensive about it at first, but if there's like this nagging feeling that is trying to guide you, that's trying to push you to go towards this direction, I feel like it's something that may be worth exploring in a sense. Seeing where these energies can try to lead you, when new opportunities are trying to come your way. And again, there's this just with that banished card, it's just like I feel like I'm really kind of locked in really with the scissors here, where it's just like we're like severing connections here, like kind of cutting old ties in a sense, like releasing, but not in a sense of like we're cutting people out, but it's just like we're releasing ourselves from being tethered down by something, and journeying into like unknown waters in a sense here, Scorpio. But let me get your get a tarot card on this and see what's going on. Alright, Scorpio. So you have the Hanged Man in reverse. And I feel like with this, this can be, the Hanged Man in reverse can be a card of, of enlightenment, of, it's like, again, like it's seeing things from a new perspective. And then when we do something, like something unlocks in us in a sense. We have like this epiphany type of moment. And I feel like that can come through with maybe something. It's like it almost feels like that we've maybe been in this sort of like maybe stuck, or you may find yourself in this sort of like stuck energy, and it's just like there's a choice to, it's like either we can choose to stay kind of upside down here and just sort of like letting the blood rush to our head, or we can try something different, like really, yeah, approaching things from a different, deeper way is going to, I feel like, going to be the name of the game here, and just trying something a little bit outside of the box in order to unlock something new. I feel like that can come towards you here, Scorpio, because I even feel like I like that too, because even though considering that the Hanged Man is hanging upside down here, it's like his head is still pointed towards the skies, like there's these lightning bolts that are coming his way, and his feet are still rooted to the ground. And so this might even be where, yeah, we're under, like when I was talking about that anchor. When we talked about an anchor earlier, it's like, not being so tethered down by something or anchored down by something, and like seeing, taking a chance and seeing something and just seeing how things play out, And even kind of like broaden your world in a sense. The Hanged Man is Neptune energy. And Neptune, doesn't have any boundaries. And I feel like there's a need to kind of remove, not necessarily your boundaries, but maybe like the boundaries that we've put around ourselves that are keeping us blocked. It's almost like this rigid energy. And, you got to start, now you're starting to rack up mutable energies here. And it's like being a little more adaptable. I feel for some of you that might be something to consider there. But let's get another oracle on this. Because again, this thing, you got the Empress in reverse, and just because she's in reverse, that doesn't mean that abundance isn't coming. It's just it's around us, but it's just like where are we seizing it? Taking a chance, coin toss, dice card here. But let's see what's going on here. All right, nice. So you have the second card of Leo's, which is the Pioneer card. And look at you, maybe journeying to lands that no one that's ever you know what I'm trying to say, Scorpio. But this is a card of boldness, destination or bust, cutting edge, long journey, trailblaze, true grit, challenge, navigating uncharted territories, resourceful, team, got your six, and unflappable courage. In the energies, you got like the long journey, the trailblaze, the challenge, navigating uncharted territories. I mean, this is, I feel like, maybe not going somewhere no one else has gone before, but just going somewhere that maybe you've never gone in before, in a sense there, Scorpio. And I feel like that, it's like accepting the challenges that do come with that. Because I feel like when your sign is challenged, and when you're one that needs to, when you're needing to be, needing to, or when you, in the face of adversity, you will rise above, Scorpio. But I do feel like that there is this energy of, it's like either we're going to, and again, there's nothing wrong with playing it safe. It's kind of staying in a comfort zone. I'm with that. But even just how you considering how you start off with Cancer energy. Cancer's associated with the fourth house, which is about the home space. That security. And they're about some emotional security. But I do feel that there is something where, because Leo energy is fun. Leo energy is it's courageous. It's brave. It's something where, because I tell you what, I have a lot of Leo in my chart, and when I feel like, when someone challenges me, I'll just like, Jess, you won't do this, like, bad. And that's where I feel like that's where you need to channel into there, Scorpio. It's like there might be a side of you like that more like less confident side of you, just like Scorpio, that tries to keep you down, like, Scorpio, you can't do this, you can't do that, and blah blah blah. It's like, what, punch in that metaphorical mirror and be like, watch me, bet. I wish I. You know what I mean, Scorpio? Because I will say, I remember talking with a Scorpio not too long ago, and I tell you what, she brought this energy in a way. I made sort of like a half joke, or like a slightly challenged her, and she challenged me back, and I was just like, oh, you know what? No, I'm not quite ready yet. Like I cashed a check. I wrote a check I couldn't cash at that time. So I'm like, oh, let me step back for a minute. But I feel like, Scorpio, you can rise up like that. I feel like you're ones that is always that can be up for a challenge. So, but let me get let me get a tarot card on this. See what's going on with that. And this could be, too. Maybe it's like we're, this could be trailblazing as far as like maybe being the first of your family maybe to go to like a college, or maybe even to just like move outside of, maybe everyone, maybe you have family like all around in the same area, and you're the one that's just like, oh, you know what, I think I'm going to move to a whole different state or different country, or wherever that's looking like there, Scorpio. But, I get that, because you got the Seven of Cups in reverse here, Scorpio. And the Seven of Cups is giving me this energy of just like it's a limiting type of energy. I feel, Seven of Cups can be like spoiled for choice, but if we neglect, I feel like if we turn away these challenges, if we're just always playing it safe, and again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I do feel like that it takes away from the excitement that this life can bring, and because it's like, I don't feel like you need to do anything make me like really like super drastic, but it's just like there can be more ways to, you can fill up your cups in more ways with this life than I feel like you think there, Scorpio. And I feel like some of this stuff, this, if we find ourselves in this energy, or maybe we have reflecting over the last year, we've not been feeling as fulfilled, or feel like that life has been just sort of just kind of meh. I'm even getting like a Four of Cups energy. Then that could be why. It's just because we're not pushing ourselves, we're not challenging ourselves, and now there's this. It's like the universe is giving you these opportunities to step outside of your comfort zone, to try something new, to how do you keep that emotional balance and things, and what new stuff you can learn about yourself, trusting your intuition, and even thinking with the moon, the moon is constantly changing, being comfort, because I feel like, one thing I feel like with your sign is just like, it's you're familiar with change and how challenges can change you, and so I feel like that it's like really embodying that Scorpio energy in a sense, and you can still find that security in this changes. Because I'm even just looking back to your conscious energy, NIL, and I feel like we can learn a lot from our opposite signs. And I'm always telling Taurus, it's like, yes, I get your sign of security, but sometimes you need to break down some things. And where, there is your sign of change and things, but it's just like, just because things change, we switch these gears, that doesn't mean that you can't find security again and find something stable in that. But yeah, just something to think about there, Scorpio. But let's get one more oracle card on this, and then let's get to your. Then we'll move on there. Whoop. Thank you. Speaking of Taurus, you got the fifth card of Taurus here, which is the broken base card. And with this card, this is a card of hardship, misfortune, trial, overcome, crisis, two steps back, change of state, grief, fix it, opportunity, pressure, burden, destroy, adversity, accident, disappointments, and setback. And energy that came through were the hardship, the overcome, and the change of state. And this broken base for me is just like, it's kind of similar to a tower moment in a sense, but it's these, in order to get to that abundance, that Empress energy that we were talking about, there needs to be we have to push ourselves, and say we have to sometimes put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. We have to destroy some things in order to build a new foundation. Just that things are no longer serving us in the way that it used to, there, Scorpio. And it is knowing that you will overcome this stuff, because again, you are a very resilient and powerful sign, and you have a lot of that raw driven energy at your disposal. And things may change, and they're, but that doesn't mean that that is going to break you in a sense. What I feel like with this broken base, I feel like that some is like, we may feel like that, you may find yourself during a challenge or in a space where it's just like, you're afraid of just like kind of losing maybe everything in a sense. Like, let me get a tarot on this and get some details with that, Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio, so you have the Seven of Swords in reverse. And I feel with the Seven of Swords, there's this energy of, I feel like that for some, it's just like these, maybe these fears of changes, and maybe putting ourselves, like if we move, it's just like, oh, well, I have to get a new job, I'm gonna have to make different friends and things like that. And it's just like, I feel like we're doubting how resourceful that you can be in, or how skilled you are in facing these hardships and things kind of head on there, and embracing this. Because I do feel like there's this energy of newness that I feel like is coming through here. But That's interesting, Scorpio. I just had a little yawn there, and I was just like, and believe me, I got plenty of rest. And I feel like that maybe for some, it's just like maybe you may even find yourself where you're kind of tired of the change, or tired of, or it's just like something with our mental state has gotten a little weaker. And I feel like that's where we wanted to be mindful of this burnout and taking times to rest and things like where these changes are trying to happen here. That doesn't mean there's not going to be a chance to take a break and kind of regroup. But I even feel to Scorpio with the Seven of Swords, and then when you get your Oracle card here, is that, because the Seven of Swords can be a card of deception, and I feel like that it's like looking through, if we, especially if we tell ourselves that we can't achieve something, or that we can't accomplish, or that, that the universe is like against us, or something like that. It's looking through those lies, and yeah, Scorpio, something to think about there. But let me get some tea, and then let's get this. Let's get your oracle card. Love that, Scorpio, because it's basically your card. Because you got the death card in reverse here. And you're the death card in tarot, Scorpio. And change. Something is... I feel like, like even just thinking with this tree, that it's not meant to, the trees are not meant to just be in the ground. It's meant to come up and to thrive and to reach towards the sun and get towards a sense of happiness, and then to help fuel others as well. But I feel that there is this energy of almost like an old sense of you, an old version of you that is going through this sort of like metaphorical death in a sense, and it evolving into how it's going through that butterfly analogy. It's just like how we're going through this metamorphosis and coming into a higher vibration, working towards the light. And but with it being in reverse, it's just like we may be, you might find yourselves, trying to resist this change and trying to and that's a tough energy to be in, Scorpio. And I feel like especially for your sign, if we're not mindful of that, if we're staying, if you find yourself staying stagnant, and this may not even be that you're actually moving, but maybe there's even need to just like kind of go on, just kind of go out, just get out and about. And I feel like this could even help you get through any sort of hardships or any things that you may need to overcome as well, or able to see how situations can change you in a sense. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there, Scorpio. So just something to, because that's interesting that you're because I do, that's basically your energy that's coming through here with this death card in reverse. So just being mindful of that and cutting again, maybe letting go, maybe getting like an Eight of Cups type of energy. There may be something that might be holding you back. Maybe it's someone in our community. Maybe this, because again, I was talking about Cancer being about the home space. You got a lot of concentration of Cancer energy. Maybe there's something with that might even be kind of holding you down there. But all right, let's get these last four oracle cards here. Thank you. All right, Scorpio. So you have the seventh card of Libras, which is the biker card. And with this card, this is a card of lone wolf style, impervious, nonconformist, standing up, breaking rules, brotherhood, enjoy the ride, loves freedom, moving on, outlaw, maverick, swift action, and need for speed. And the energy that's going through here, Scorpios, are the like enjoy the ride, the loves freedom, and moving on. And so, I mean, another little car to travel there. You got your wagon here. I'm even getting I was gonna say you got your chariot here. So chariot, and I mean the chariot energy is definitely coming through here again. All that Cancerian energy. You got this boat here. You got the biker. Even the Seven of Swords can be a card of like journeying by land. So, I do feel like there may be a need to just kind of again, and how you got like these cards of like chance and things, and of like taking a risk, and it's like it's enjoying the ride of life, that these changes are again not trying to keep you rooted in the ground, but they're trying to get you to become this mighty, we're not sure if this is an oak, but we're gonna go for the sake of this story. Become that mighty oak, there, Scorpio, and I feel like it's too, just like finding those things that are just kind of keeping you back, like a bit like kind of breaking these foundations. Because even how you got this broken vase, you got this broken mirror here, something, there's like an old thing, like an old foundation or something there that's trying to just trying to just reset and trying to get you to move on. And maybe this is like physically moving, maybe this is like breaking up with someone, maybe this is putting up boundaries, whatever this is. But I feel like it's getting in the way of this intuitive growth that you're trying to go through here, and these but let me get some let me get some tarot on this. Thank you. All right, there, Scorpio. So you have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Wands, he follows his heart. He's a fun knight. He's a type that pursues his creative endeavors, and very reminds me of kind of like this is a Leo energy for me, and I do feel there is a need to just like again like just to find the fun in life a little bit. If we just find ourselves kind of going through the motions, and that things have gotten a little stagnant, or maybe again someone's been kind of, maybe someone, or maybe like a situation, or maybe this is like a work environment. And Scorpio, I never tell you to quit your job, but I even feel with the Knight of Wands too, there's a need to, and that's interesting too, that there might even be, for some, there might be this energy of trying to, because the night's a very fast night, and you may be trying to force some sort of change along, and not really taking a moment to kind of sit with it for a second. We just maybe been just kind of making choices all just sort of just willy-nilly, and just trying to force things to happen, instead of like letting things, harmonizing with the energies, knowing when to move and when to pause for a second. And even the Hanged Man in reverse can be a card of coming out of meditation too soon, needing a moment to reflect a little bit longer before we make this move. And I remember not too long ago, Scorpio, I was kind of in a situation where I felt like I needed to, things weren't moving the way I wanted, and I was just like aggressively trying to make stuff happen. Like it was just like I was really trying to force it, and it wasn't working. And then the second that I kind of stopped and paused for a second and just sort of was with the energy, then things just naturally started to change. And it's, so there is going to be that balance with that, but it's just like there's fate will be calling, and it's just like sometimes we may not know when it's going to happen, but we do know that it is going to happen. But yeah, that's what I got there, and just enjoying the ride, Scorpio, enjoying this journey, even when we're not quite even when we kind of might feel stuck in a sense. But let's get another oracle on this. And there's your energy, Scorpio. So you got the second card of you, which is the olive branch card. And with this card, this is a card of truce, surrender, giving in, come to terms, suspend, lull, de-escalate, make amends, peace offering, winding down, halt, reprieve, ceasefire, treaty, and agree to disagree. And a lot of the energies that were coming through your Scorpio was like the surrendering, the giving in, the coming to terms, the even like the reprieve was kind of coming in. And it's not necessarily that we're just giving up and just like surrendering, like, you know, just like okay, I've had enough, like I'm done. It's more so just like a surrendering to the universe in a sense. It's just like you get this intuitive insight, you know, you get this like these hints or these signs and things, and it may not make sense in that moment, but it's just surrendering that to a bigger picture, to a higher power in a sense, and to I even feel with like this. I was kind of looking at this death card, and it's just like how this skeleton is almost like kind of fueling this tree, and I almost feel like that it's even there's this even this like acceptance that's kind of coming through here, in that and how all of these experiences so far have made you again this mighty oak, and how these energies will help you in the future. You know, even with your first card, talking about experiential wisdom, you know, it's like it's in order to there's certain things that you have to learn and things through. I mean, this whole journey is about learning through experience, but I feel like that's going to play a very big hand in what's happening, getting ready to happen for you during this journey. And there will be times where you will get breaks, of course. It's not just going to be just constant, just assault all the time. But I do feel like it's making peace with that. All right, yeah, things are gonna change. You know, this is gonna be this might be the tone for a little bit, but know that there is going to be a breakage or like it's all going to make it feel like it all makes sense. Like, you know, that sort of like hindsight is 2020 type of energy there. Why we needed to go through that and take these risks and things, but yeah, let me get your tarot card here. Alright, Scorpio. And I like that. So you got the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse. And with the Knight of Pentacles, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is considered the slowest moving knight of the knights. And this is, for me, this Taurus energy. And I do feel with this here, Scorpio, that because the Knight of Pentacles can be kind of like my card of like needing to come up with a plan. You know, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But I more so feel with him that it's like it's almost making peace with not necessarily having a plan in the moment, just like again trusting that intuitive side, like something inside, like your gut is telling you to make this move. Why, we're not entirely sure, but it's just like that, you know, that it's going to, it may seem unstable at first, you know, but it's like we'll start piecing it together as you go. Just kind of enjoy the ride for a moment, and then things will start falling into place and start becoming more clear to you. But there is this energy of, you know, again, like that surrendering and kind of giving into this, to whatever this insight is. And And I do even feel, though, that if the choices that we do make in things have led you to a tower moment, you know, has led you to like, it's just been, if we do notice that things have been a lot of just like kind of challenge after challenge after challenge and nothing has changed, it hasn't like raised your vibration in a sense, or it's just been like the, I do feel like there is this need to slow down a little bit and just again to kind of reflect, get in like a hermit mode for a minute and just kind of find the source of why we may be kind of stuck in a cycle if you do find yourself stuck in a sense there, Scorpio. But all right, let's get your next oracle card here. Oh, interesting. All right, Scorpio. So you have the fifth card of Aquarius here, which is the Pillory card. This is a tricky card. Because with this card, this is a card open dishonor, humiliation, finding fault, punishment, abuse, shutdown, caught, public ridicule and mockery, nowhere to run, censure, serving time, and vulnerable. So the energies that are really kind of coming through here, Scorpio, are the finding fault and the nowhere to run. And I do feel that for some, since we were talking about like hidden emotions and things, and how you got these kind of, you know, you got these cards of choices and, you know, fate and broken dice, it's like, I feel that if you do find yourself, you know, maybe for some we may be trying to run away, or maybe this is something you were doing like maybe this last year, maybe you've been kind of running away from your problems, and now it's like kind of like it's almost giving me like when I was picturing that nowhere to run, it's like your back was up against the wall, and it's just like needing to face some things head on there and see how your choices and maybe the decisions that you've been making have led to whatever results that they have been. And I even feels like with that finding fault, because again that takes me back to this banish card, where it's not necessarily finding, you know, let's say our decisions up until now have been, you know, it's just, you know, that have led us to some tough situations. I feel like it's not taking this time to like to blame yourself and to kind of beat yourself up. It's more so an energy of, it's reflecting on that instead of finding fault. Let's use this energy more constructively. You know, it's just like, yeah, we may not have made the wisest of choices, but it there was a reason that this happened. You know, it was meant to teach teach you something. You know, there was, it wasn't just meant to just sort of be just like, well, you know, whatever. It's because I do feel too. I'm just like, I've been kind of looking at your cards, and it's just that you have one of each of the fixed signs here: you, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. And I feel like it's like instead of finding fault in things, it's just like, or you know, whose fault is what? It's just like, how are we going to overcome it? Because once something has happened, then it's done. You know, like we can't go back on it. But what we can do is move forward from it and grow and change and let things go. But let me get let me get a tarot on this and get some details of that. Thank you. All right, Scorpio. So you have the Page of Wands in reverse here. You know, when we're thinking about this, nowhere to run, if you do find yourself like you're back against the wall, or we might be kind of like blaming ourselves and things, you know, the Page of Wands is, you know, he's the youthful fire, you know, of the youngest of the fire court cards. And he's that experiential wisdom, you know, learning through taking actions. You know, fire deals with that drive, that heat, that the decisions, the choices we make. And sometimes maybe we're a little too gung-ho, or maybe we weren't enough, you know. And it's just like it's not again about finding fault, or, you know, feeling trapped or anything. It's just like, okay, how do we take what we've learned from this experience up until now and get a game plan? Knight of Pentacles, how are we going to move forward? How are we going to resonate with the energies? Two of Pentacles, seeing things from a different light, the Hanged Man in reverse. And then it's like everything will just start lining up nicely. But it's just like it's finding, I feel like maybe like the source of how we've been operating thus far, or in showing that side some compassion, because you are the culmination of your experiences, and you're wonderful, Scorpio. So, you know, I feel like it's just like going forward is just being a little more intentional with our energies and the choices that we may be making. And maybe for some it's like may not be taking those maybe like those sort of like half baked sort of risk, or for others it's like maybe being a little more bold, a little more assertive. It's just going to depend on how you may be resonating with this, Scorpio. Alrighty, Scorpio, let's get your last oracle card here. Get the last tarot, last couple oracle cards here, last tarot, and then we'll get you out of here enjoying your birthday season. Yeah, I'm excited for your season. I feel I just got done doing the monthly ones, and I like where the energies were going. You know, like definitely some work and initiative that needs to be put in, but I do feel like because it was like Empress was just all over the place. So I feel like a lot of and I mean she's here, so I feel like she was the tone for your birthday season. You know, really manifesting abundance and getting the most out of what this world has to, and this journey has to offer you there, Scorpio. Ha! And what's a little more of your energy for the win? Love that. So you got the fourth card of Scorpio, which is the Cat card. Look at you, perched. Well, I mean, whatever cats do. This is a card of apathetic, disinterested, aloof, my way or the highway, bored, unflappable, cool cat, unaffected, not my problem, what I want, when I want it, cool, calm, and disengaged. And you know, Scorpio, the energy that's coming through here is really kind of the bored type of energy. Unaffected like a little bit, but I feel that, and that might be something too, Scorpio, like maybe there is for some like this need of just having a little more excitement in our lives, you know, considering that you got two cards of gambling there, got a couple of 3 cards of travel, you know, just like I do feel like this is one for you to kind of switch things up a little bit, you know, kind of let go of like old ways of operating and just like really kind of again embody a different side of you. You learn that more intuitive side of yourself, you know, listen to where those energies are taking you. Maybe you've been wanting to go on a boat, or maybe you've been wanting to get a bike, or maybe you've wanted to journey out into where they have carriages. Whatever. Maybe you want to get a cat. But I do feel that if you're not feeling that sense of fulfillment in life on your journey, or do your birthday season, you know, then, or even just throughout this year, you know, it's just like it's doing more things that are exciting for you, and getting in that because there's so much to do. I feel like if we're ever bored at any sort of time, then there's a need to change things up, you know, because there's way too much to do in this journey for us to really be genuinely bored, you know. But let's get your last tarot card here. Oh, interesting, Scorpio. All right, so you got the Three of Swords here. And this can be a card. Because, I mean, this is gonna, this can, Three of Swords can be kind of a heavy energy. It can be kind of a depressing type of, really sad type of melancholy energy. Maybe we're feeling sad because there's not, maybe we feel kind of bored with life. There's nothing going on there. Maybe we're even kind of maybe feeling the sense of, might even like a loneliness even kind of sort of came through there. And I feel like if you've gotten to this, or if you do find yourself getting to this point, because I mean, your Knight of Wands was even in reverse, and I feel like there's this thing of, again, getting out on this adventure, taking a chance, maybe going to like take yourself out on a date, maybe going to like maybe there's like an art fair going on, or maybe there's a concert, or maybe there's, maybe even getting into some sort of like, maybe even like community type of things there. You got the Constellations card here, the Well card can deal with like community and, or it can even be, I even feel with the Three of Swords, it's just like maybe this energy again, like kind of being stuck in a sense, or and not wanting to feel like that. But and it's just like, it's like, what can we do to get unstuck? And if there's nothing we can do at the moment, it's like, let's say if we're stuck in a certain situation, it's just like, how do we make the most out of a not so ideal situation in a sense? It's like, let's say you want to move, but maybe you're stuck in a lease for a year. It's just like, okay, where we may not be able to necessarily change spaces when we want to, maybe we can go travel, see the places that we want to go, and kind of start getting a game plan as far as like what we can do for those things, or for that area, what that place is like during different seasons, or however that might be looking, Scorpio. So just kind of getting into that sort of like creative type of space, that innovative space, and see what we can do. But let me get your last oracle card here, so you move. Ooh, all right, Scorpio. So you have the Eye card here, and let's switch back over. Ooh, and I kept you here for quite a bit here, Scorpio. But with this Eye card, this is a card of. I feel like overall with this, Scorpio, I feel like it's like, for one, it's like seeing things in a different light here. Like, again, taking that chance and seeing how this world can kind of open up your view in a sense. That really embracing your energies in a really strong type of way, and venturing to this unknown. And maybe it's like, and again, like how it's like enjoying the ride and all of that, and just kind of just surrendering and trying different things here. But even with this Evil Eye, I do feel that there is this energy of knowing that you are protected, and that you can, that this change is necessary, and that where you may feel like you have nowhere to run, in a sense, just if that's something that was resonating with you, or it's that. I do feel like that is something about, especially since you got the Hanged Man, it's like seeing things from a different perspective, Scorpio. But I like that. And it's getting like an eye on things that need to change, and just. But yeah, I kept here pretty long here, Scorpio, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But yeah, it'll be like that, Scorpio. And yeah, I hope you really have a transformative a transformative year, and really enjoy the most out of your birthday season, and for the just for your enjoy your journey there, Scorpio. But if you like that, give it a thumbs up, and share this, Scorpio, just to get you some things to, hopefully this gave you some things to think about, what you want to tackle over this next year. And subscribe there, Empress, and hit that bell button to get notified on all these videos each week. and then last little bit. If you have enough, considering you had started off with such strong Cancerian cards, if you got any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Cherry Den, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Scorpio. You got the Death card here. Come on. Double Death card there, Scorpio, but you got it upright. And now things have changed. Now we're embodying the change, Scorpio. Look at that. I just got chills even just thinking about that. I mean, it's about growth. And there's that butterfly that's on that card there. I mean, come on. It's like it all is just coming full. I love when higher self does stuff like that. Thank you, spirits. That's fantastic. Let me get your last oracle card here, so I can get you out of here, Scorpio. That's dope. That's so dope, Scorpio. Love it. Love that. And absolutely, Scorpio. You got the festival card here. Go have yourself some fun. Enjoy this journey. Get out there. Go to a festival. Just go enjoy everything that this life has to offer you here, Scorpio. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. We don't need to get into that. Gosh, I do love that. How you got love that. You stay safe out there, Scorpio, with this journey. You know, she did have a little bit of hardships there, which of course, like with any journey, and be careful too. Because with that Pillory card, that's a tricky card of Aquarius has some strange cards in this deck, but that's one, you know, even had mentioned like serving time. Just be mindful of that, of like your public image and things like those along those lines. But yeah, just be mindful of that, be safe, enjoy your time, and raise your vibration through the roof. Because I like this. Again, you started in reverse, you know, this death card change, and now we're embracing the idea. You're brand new, Scorpio. Go out there and just conquer. And I will catch you on the next one. Actually, if you happen to, because I'll be making your video for, you'll be coming out tomorrow. So hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow, Scorpio.